Alright, hello, hello. Hello. Okay, well, welcome to Tanks. Alright.
Isaac and Lich said, "Yo."
Hey, look, we have a chat. Nice. Awesome. Okay. As I try editing in some awesome key things so that people will actually find us. It's always a good idea to live stream as often as you can when you're a channel, because it helps people find you. And the more often that people can find you, the better. And thanks to the new voice chat thing, I can actually not have to sit here and try and watch things on my phone. And all I have to do is listen in on the voice chat. Alright. Tankada, 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 tankada. Sorry, trying to make sure there's no echo or anything like that. Okay, so we are picking up a bit of echo. I wonder why. Oh, I think I know exactly why. That should help. That should eliminate the echo and all that mess. Aside from what's all coming from my phone. So, how's everyone doing? Just trying to make sure everything is nice, clean, and crisp. Yep, I believe that should fix that problem. Alright. Onward to the tanking. Adjust this just a little bit down. Not quite as loud. Okay. Alright, so. So we're gonna let the horse races begin before we move. Looks like almost everybody is doing this towards 0 and 9. Let's see if we can give some of these guys over here a bit of a hand. Dooby-dooby-doo. I like playing my heavy tanks. Come on, Jackal. We're gonna have some fun. Time to see if we can hunt somebody down. You guys coming? This is a tier 7 match. I'm not trying to die horribly. Whoa, I'm on fire here. Ow. Nope, 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 nope. I don't like this. Oh dear Lord, is half the enemy team over here? Why? Why do I always... Oh no. Without fail, I always fight half the enemy team. Alright. So we've got a Saint Emile over here. Chappie. Little M4 hiding over in the nook.
Isaac and Lich said, I always find half the other team.
Now if only Oleander was here, it'd be great to get a response. The world. Come on, guys, you can turn this around. My poor destroyed behind.
Isaac and Lich said, Rib.
Hope everybody's doing alright with the self-quarantine. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Oh, this is gonna be ugly.
We have to take and hold the marked objective. Get to it.
Yep, enemy tank. Backing up.
Ready to fire. Artillery fire. Take cover.
Here they come on the other side. Whoa, hey! Don't be trying to shove me in front of you, jackass. I'm not your shield, bonehead.
No good. Didn't go through. Loaded and ready. That one drilled straight through. Lost an ally.
Well, we just lost an allied tank.
Good speed hit. Enemies looking right at us.
Ouch. Well, GG for me. Alrighty. Alright, well, going back to garage. Let's see. Wow. Okay. When I left that match, it looked pretty good. Like they were gonna win. They lost somehow. All right. Well, back to work with the stock T1. Ooh, here's a new one. I haven't seen this before. Quanus. Okay. I don't see a whole lot of cover. Good thing I am a heavy tank.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
This is gonna be fun. It's literally pushing me forward. I am not a Churchill. I do not require a push. Problems with a tree, OI? As the entire enemy team is on that side of the map. Well, if no one else is gonna do it, I'm gonna go do some arty hunting. I'm gonna get myself blown up, but you know. Tally ho, gents. This is a little medium tank tracking up behind me. As half our team is now gone, probably due to RT support.
Enemies looking right at us.
Yay. Oh, good lord. It's an AT-2. Yeah, nope.
We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
Don't care about your flag. Where's your artillery? Can't pin your armor anyway, but I can.
They've spotted us. This is not good. They're destroying us out here.
We're the only two left. I'm like, and screw it. I'm gonna go hunt with some arties.
I see one.
Like, I want revenge for the rest of my teammates.
The last one's left. It's all on us now. Enemy scrap.
artillery, like, really?
Our track is busted. We can't move. We fixed the track. Let's roll. This vehicle's finished.
Well, at least I got revenge for one of our teammates. Vengeance is mine! Last tank alive. Well. Another map I haven't seen before. If a streamer streams yet no one watches, is it truly a stream? Yeah, pretty much.
We've got enemies in the area. Take them down or capture their base.
Tank.
Focus on this area.
No spotting, no spotting, no spotting, no spotting. Well, this is gonna be funny.
Enemy gun is in your
Problems?
It's like we're shooting spitballs. Ready to fire.
And having like, haha, I can get away from this medium. No, I can't. Kill the arties, kill the arties, kill the arties. Why do I have such a vengeance boner for artillery? Well, I'm slow, and they like to shoot me a lot.
Focus attention here. Grab
Ow.
the fire extinguisher and put that out. Our track's been hit.
Ouch.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Wow, it does not have been my game today. Now I'd sit behind and wait in the queue for a few minutes. This is gonna be interesting.
Alright, men, we've got enemies in the area. We either have to take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll.
I'm gonna head this way. Because I feel like it. Look, half the enemy team. No, I'm kidding. Not this time. One or two tanks. Hopefully a couple I can actually handle here, and they haven't spotted me yet. Oh, no.
Enemies looking right at us.
They know I'm here, alright.
Focus on this location. Ready to fire. That one drilled straight through.
Never mind. There are half a dozen. Not dead. Like, oh, the dude felt like half the enemy team. Yeah, pay attention over here, please. You know, that place I just died in? I feel like I just sit there and watch my corpse and see. Attention over here. You mean that thing I was trying to bring attention to? Literally half the enemy team. Always, always. Why do I always find half the enemy team? Well, at least I earned some points. Damn, yesterday's stream was so badass. And today is just like, yeah, all that awesome luck you had yesterday, yeah. We're gonna take that back from you real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go towards the city. Definitely not gonna go over by the railroad tracks. That's a good way to be spotted and shot up.
We've got enemies in the area. Take them down or capture their base.
And of course, I'm starting to come around the railroad track. Well, maybe I like rail cars. Preferably not die horribly, but you know. Oh no, it's a chappie. Here comes the speedy little shite.
That one drilled straight through. Reloading.
Alright, we got T-34 up ahead.
They've spotted us. I see one.
And an IKV-103! Of course, Artie is attacking me. Why?
Heads up. Artillery.
I noticed. Thank you. Ouch.
Enemy artillery's got a bead on us.
Help!
Enemy's got us in their sights.
Trying to protect our own Artie. Being fired upon. This is not fun.
Cranked up. Let's go. They've
I'm pretty sure they... Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yes. Thank you, artillery. You are amazing. Unfortunately, it seems like half our team is about dead, so you're probably gonna get massacred here in a few minutes.
Enemies looking right at us. Penetration. Ready to fire.
That hurt. Still feels a bit. Did he just shoot the building?
Enemies got us in their sights. Like that, and straight through. Enemies in our base. They're knocked out.
Well, unfortunately, I'm about to be the only one left.
Let's finish this. Enemies looking right at us. Let's go hole in their armor.
A Grant.
Enemy exposed. We're done.
Ah,
Everyone get
that's
out.
just embarrassing. I'm taken out by a Grant. Oh. Ooh, but we're almost got up to an upgrade. Secret Valley. Whoa. Sorry.
All right, men. We've got enemies in the area. We either have to take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll.
It is then. Really, Tank Destroyer? Really? Don't what you guys are shooting at. Judging from the red bullet passing by my head, stop spamming your gold. Whoa, 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 hold up. Define some kind of frickin' Matilda. Nope. 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 I'm gonna make you work for that kill, motherfucker. Oh no. Oh.
We lost a friendly vehicle. Penetration. Enemies got us in their sight. One of our vehicles destroyed.
Nisha wounded him. I feel slightly depressed. Requires judgment. I will be back. Yeah. Saw that coming.
We've got enemies in the area. Take them down or capture their base.
Isaac and Lich said, "Where is Bjorkun when I need her?"
Enemies got us in their sight. Ready to fire. Enemy is toast.
Kablooey. Ah! No.
In today's day, we can only talk locally.
Huh.
Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
The great tracking, I say. Yeah, I was not trying to buy that.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
Around the giant death pit? Yep, I'd say around the giant death pit is a good idea.
Focus on this location. Focus on this area.
I know they're there. Trying to sneak up behind them.
Enemies got we lost the track.
That didn't do well. That did not work like I was hoping it would. I was hoping to catch them off guard. Why do I have 2 fire extinguishers on? There. Hmm.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go. Focus attention here.
Now I'll roll with everyone else.
Look out, enemy spotted. Enemies got us in their sight. Loaded and ready.
Watch out for the artillery, boys.
Enemies looking right at us.
Ouch.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Here we go again.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or...
Game. What the frick just happened? Oh no. Quick, quick, we need to get back into the battle. Crap. They're not.
Spotted us.
I have shields.
We're just ding them. No good. Didn't go through. We didn't penetrate their armor. Enemies looking right at us. They're hit. Focus on this area. Ready to fire. Enemies got us in their sights. One of our traps damaged. Locked and loaded.
Hey, we found the enemies. Matilda, Churchill.
Enemies looking right at us.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, I'm not mad. Don't worry.
Hey, it's good to see you, Oleander.
He's gone. Find us another target.
Woohoo!
Loaded and ready.
We actually scared her.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "How are things?"
We're doing good. Kind of. The games this stream have been
Destroyed one of our tanks.
an interesting match of oh god, why?
Spotted us.
Ow.
Fracking, damn it.
Such as this. Game decides to lose connection to the server. And I come back to a foobar
Oleander
mess.
Rainbow Glycerin said, "Too many movable bricks."
Like that one went we won. We're mobilized. For the last one, it's all on us now. Loaded and ready.
Oh, it's all on us now.
Just dig them.
This is not going to be good.
Bail out. This vehicle is had.
No, we've just had bad points where my usual thing of I go one way, the rest of my team goes the other way, but I happen to find the other enemy team's entire upper half. Where they find like one or two tanks. So one of those lovely days. Now, hopefully, audio isn't uber terrible. Had a slight problem with it echoing earlier today. But tonight is the night of my day off, technically, so I get to relax, enjoy it. And, well, apparently keep the lit probably up all night. What have you been up to, Oleander? Anything interesting? Oh no. Why is it doing this? Okay then.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Nothing much. Just living life. Getting used to everyone losing their damn mind. The usual."
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, then.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Like seriously people, you don't need ammo for a pandemic. And you don't sneeze from your butt."
I think the ammunition is for the wandering toilet paper raids. I hear that's a slightly thing that supposedly happens as a joke. I'm kidding. Yeah, but I also think that
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And I'm not kidding about the ammo thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are buying bullets. Most of it's hunting bullets and stuff like that, so my guess is perhaps people figure that they're gonna have to go hunting for food, which I can kind of see considering being one of the people that's actually on the front line of terms of working Walmart. We don't have a lot of meat that comes into that sticks around the store past like 8-10 o'clock. Well, seems that World of Tanks is on the fritz.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. I get this is a pandemic, but can panic shoppers calm down?
I wish. I wish they'd calm down. But nowadays it's not even...
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Oh gosh damn it.
Yeah. Apparently Xbox has been having issues with their internet servers, among other things. Took me a while to even pick up some games I was trying to pick up that were on sale. Like they have the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Gold Edition on sale for like $23.99, plus a bundle of the 2 Resident Evil Revelations games for $14.99. Took me forever for the entire thing to even allow me to
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Well, given that everyone is staying inside during all this messy bullshit, the servers are probably overloaded.
Well then. This is interesting.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. When people wanted the roaring 2020s, they didn't want the Great Depression and Spanish flu.
No, they didn't. But the problem with that is people also forget that when people think of the 20s, they think of it as being this great, amazing thing, but then they forget, oh wait, it wasn't. Like, we glamorize the 20s, but in reality, it was really rough back then. Like, people weren't allowed to buy alcohol, so well, legally buy alcohol. Let's face it, that's kind of where Al Capone and his bunch came in. Sorry, restarting the Xbox for a second to see if that'll help.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And before any history buffs get mad at me and correct me about how the Spanish flu started in 1919, I know this.
Yeah, but see, even if it started in 1919, it didn't really calm down until 1921 to 1922. So it was still going on during that period. Are we going to be nice to me now, computer? Well, Xbox, but still. To be fair, that's kind of what everybody glamorizes almost every section of history in some degree. It's like people want the fantasy medieval ages, but then they forget.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. I think some areas actually closed their liquor stores during all of this. Now all we need is yogurt enemas and yelling at everyone to eat their cornflakes.
Somehow I get a feeling that's going to be coming up soon. We've already got some religious groups using it as a thing to say the end of days is coming. Few of the more, how should I say, normal suspects on that. Kind of like the Mormons and the Witnesses, so. Although, to be fair, the Witnesses actually did something that I never thought they would probably do, and that's actually, they actually stopped doing their whole door-to-door service thing until after the pandemic has calmed down.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Oh, and for all the ladies to stay in their damn kitchens because the 60s didn't happen, at least in the first world. And I hate when people being up religion in a serious tragedy or pandemic.
Actually, what's funny is a lot of people tend to forget, too, that in the first world, believe it or not, in many cases, there were a lot of things, especially on the lower end of things, not necessarily in terms
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Mean to say bring not being.
Yeah. But, anyway, in some areas, for example, in places that are more rural in the first world countries, like amazingly, few people know this, but actually Wyoming was actually the first state to actually allow women to vote in the U.S. In fact, they wouldn't join the Union unless their women could vote. Because a lot of the women in the area were actually ones that funded schools, what basically would eventually become workers' comp, because back in that time period, workers' comp wasn't a thing. Then again, neither was retiring. The whole idea of retirement's kind of a 20th century idea. Back in the day, you worked till you died.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Yay Wyoming for being
We've got
progressive."
enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
I wouldn't call it so much progressive as it was that the ladies were the ones that had all the money. Kind of not a good idea to pick off the madam of the local brothel.
Right at us. That got 'em.
Cowboys can tend to get a little mad when they can't get
Enemy armor is destroyed.
when they can't get their rental
Oleander
loving.
Rainbow Glycerin said, "Well, for the time period I'm counting it as progressive for the time."
True.
They spotted us. She's loaded.
But a lot of people actually fail to realize that a lot of the things that we thought are major milestones were actually, in terms of the lower levels of society, were kind of norms. Because back in the day, the only people who actually, had time to sit there and talk about people having special things in life were rich people. Everyone else had work. And, not dying to worry about.
They spotted us. Focus on this location.
Really? Trying to push me forward into the enemy fire? I know I'm a big honking metal box of doom, but come on.
Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Yeah. Funny how, having a need to survive kind of does that. But anyway, enough politics. Be they new or old. Woo! We won a game! Actually, it's kind of the first time in the
Oleander
night.
Rainbow Glycerin said, "Oh, and I think during the 20s being an unmarried 22-year-old would equal being a spinster. So yeah, my goose is cooked."
Well, to be fair, that was kind of something that was both for men and women. Because if you were a guy, especially if you were married or unmarried and you were like 20, 30 years old, something had to be wrong with you. Then again, I think that was pretty much society's point of demanding that you settle down and do your bit for society, even though, to be truthful, eh? Plus, to be perfectly honest, they still do that to this day. You're 20 years old and unmarried or don't have a girlfriend? Something must be horribly wrong with you.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Again, there's that sort of equality. And I say sort of for a reason."
Hmm. Dude, at the end of the day, if we're really gonna be honest, society is not nice to anyone. It only considers anyone to be only what it's worth in its own survival. You know, way things usually get better is either through advancement of technology, or there's money in it. Sadly to say. But, anywho, back to the giant metal boxes on treads. The T1 tank that we are currently using is actually a prototype, developed from 1940 to 1942, but never saw service or mass production.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And I apologize if this got sort of socio-political, folks. Let us move on.
We've got enemies in the area. Take them down or capture their base.
To be fair, it's hard not to talk about social politics these days. It's everywhere. Well, everywhere in American entertainment and things like that. Which is why I like anime. Anime, the one safe base where I can just go and watch awesome stuff. Like the last time I'm finishing an anime that's literally about exercising. And actually gave you real information of what exercises do what. How to exercise.
They've spotted us. Ready to fire. We lost the driver. We're going nowhere. Fast. Got our driver back.
What's really cool is the
They pierced their
main heroines were actually all going to the gym for various reasons. One was there to lose weight, one was just a health fanatic that absolutely loved muscles beyond reason. One is a teacher that also cosplayed, so she wanted to exercise to look really good in cosplay. One's family owns a boxing gym, so she just wanted to exercise to, well, keep in shape. In fact, I believe the name of the anime is How Big Is Your Weights or something like that? Or How Heavy Are Your Weights? Really fun and interesting to watch, though. And they actually tell you and show you how you're supposed to do each one of the exercises, so as not to hurt yourself.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. True. I just watch old movies, honestly. And I've recently been watching a YouTube channel called Cart Narcs, which is like cops, but it's after people who don't put their carts up after shopping.
They should probably visit my neighborhood. Matter of fact, over by my apartment, there's a little path that I walk back and forth to work, and somebody has put like 3 different Walmart carts that are still sitting there. In fact, the lawn people who usually come in and do the leaves for our apartments.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And I like that channel because it's apolitical entertainment without being dramatic.
Well, that's in battle. We'll start up on our little Vickers tank. The Brits. Lots of armor, not a lot of firepower, and the engine isn't the best thing in the world. But hey! What'll be more interesting to see is when I actually get up to the point of an actual Churchill and turning on the actual chat for the game going, "Can someone push me up the hill, please?" I remember that fondly in my time on PS4 playing this game. But nicely enough, though, there would always be at least 2 or 3 players that would literally come up right behind your tank and just nudge, push, 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 push. That camaraderie around the Churchills was just like, yes, big giant steel wall, we shall
Oleander
push
Rainbow
you.
Glycerin said. Which, as someone who's apolitical, I don't mind stories that have sort of political/philosophical undertones. Here's looking at you, Bios Hawk.
Okay, I know you said Bioshock, but I think you, I think you heard it too, probably. But the text-to-speech thing just said Biohawk. Or that's what it sounded like. Now I'm just thinking it was giant cybernetic hawk. Horace, is that you? This is not gonna be fun. Being bottom tier on a map is usually not fun. Because everything above you just looks at you, and if it slightly sneezes in your direction at its highest packet, here you are screwed.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And the "here's looking at you" thing was a Casablanca reference because I thought it would be clever.
You know what's funny? I know so many people that make references to that film, but so few people have actually seen it these days, including myself. Like, I've never seen it, but I know the reference. Either that's a saying of how successful that film was, that even without actually ever seeing it, you can kind of understand the slang of the film. Because that film came out, what, 1940s? Close to it? Yep. Well then.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. I've actually seen it. And it's a good movie. Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Yes, it was a 1940s movie.
Actually, that does remind me. I used to have an entire collection of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis films. I do not know whatever happened to it, though. To be honest, for all intents and purposes, my dad probably still have it. This poor little light thing just taking all of the beating. Then head on back to the garage. Yeah. They were actually pretty good films. Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin made one hell of a comedic team. Unfortunate that they ended up having differences and eventually breaking up as a team, though. But that happens. I even actually got to see a couple of the old Three Stooges films that were on VHS. Come to think of it, it's kind of how I also know about Star Trek originally, the original series. My parents had the entire series on VHS, and the hilarity was my favorite episodes were I'm Mud and Trouble with Tribbles. Farcourt, Horton, Mud. The end of that episode. When his punishment, Kirk leaves Farcourt, leaves Mud in his worst nightmare. Surrounded by the wife he hated. In several different copies. If anything could be said, you definitely never pissed off Kirk. The man had an interesting way of getting vengeance.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, I know tribbles are annoying, but they're just so damn cute.
Which makes it all the more kind of humorous that in the Star Trek canon lore, the Klingons hated the Tribbles so much that they literally hunted them down to the last of their kind. Of course, the trick of it is, you know, don't feed the Tribble.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, they're like puffball rabbits.
Only slightly worse. Only for the fact that, you know, a Tribble is born pregnant. Uh-oh, better get out of the sight of this guy. Yes, back up. Come on.
Like that one went right through.
Oh no. Now he's got like 3 or 4 buddies.
One of our tracks is damaged. We're done for. Everyone get out.
Haha. My teammates shall avenge me! Look at this guy all by himself. Or herself. Whatever the case. Gamer. Oh, going for the flag. You know what's funny? Is the iMud was actually one of the first episodes to actually include something like an android. But when I look at, but now that I think about it, in Next Generation they made it like it was so unique for Data to be like himself. To be sentient, capable of all this stuff. Yet, Kirk encountered highly advanced androids similar to Data himself. A couple 100 years ago. Well, 100 years or so before Data. Well, it is the Federation. I guess I forgot about the androids that Kirk left Mud with. Either that, or they didn't want to go back to the planet of very grouchy wife bots. Then again, the husband wasn't exactly a uber amazing either. Haha, the mini turret tank. Yes, those were a thing. And people don't actually seem to know that too much. Tanks actually used to have like several turrets, depending on where they were built. The idea was...
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, Kirk is the worst captain because he broke too many rules. Like, how the hell is he even still a captain?
Well, you see, here's the thing. Believe it or not, Captain Kirk didn't break any rules because they didn't exist at his time. Well, they would later be retconned to have exist, but actually during the original show, none of the things like the Prime Directive, or if the Prime Directive did exist, it wasn't something that Kirk, necessarily broke as much bent. And let's be honest, we've seen even Picard bend the first directive quite a few times. basically the whole point of Kirk's period, and he was basically the cowboy in space that the Federation was still getting its legs together, and then Picard was the explorer that showed up many years later when everything got pretty much hammered out, and was like, alright, here's what you bozos can do and what you can't do. Kind of similar to archaeologist of the time. Originally, archaeology was just anybody with a bit of money and an interest in digging holes in the desert could technically be an archaeologist. A lot of actual discoveries got destroyed, if not probably eliminated due to that. And then later, archaeology actually became a full-fledged science. Where it's like, no, little Timmy,
Looks like we're shooting spitballs.
you don't get to rob the tomb just because you feel like it.
We pierced their armor. Reloaded. Enemies got us in their sights.
You don't own what's in the tomb just because you say so.
Take them.
Because you paid for the expedition. Because that was actually a thing back in the day. British lords and the like that actually would actually fund archaeological digs, because back in the early 1800s and the like, Egypt and much of the Ottoman Empire and the like would actually give I guess a sort of salvage rights.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Little Timmy, you gotta get good grades to be an archaeologist, or else you're working in fast food."
Yeah. Although these days you don't even have to. You can even get great. You can get amazing grades and still be working fast food. Especially if you're young, because for some reason boomers refuse to hire people because they demand 3 to 4 years experience for a job that should technically be a starter job. How or why this works, I do not know.
Great job, man.
Woo!
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Boomers are crazy. And this is coming from someone on the cusp of being a millennial and a Gen Z."
Well, I'm not on the cusp. I am a millennial. I was born in 1991. Well, millennials these days aren't so bad. Or at least they're nowhere near as bad as what they're made out to be. Gen Z is the ones that decided, Tide Pods look delicious. No, don't you dare eat it.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, 1997 here.
Nom nom nom. I'm over here munching on milk chocolate M&Ms. I love how I just stopped playing my heavy tank to come play low tier tanks for fun.
We have to take and hold the marked objective. Get to it.
My, that's a lot of white tanks.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, so yeah, not old enough to be a millennial and sort of too old to be Gen Z.
The enemy is taking base.
Hello, little light tank. Hi, little light tank.
Out their capture points. Looks like that one went right through. They're knocked out.
Like, I fire a lot faster than you do. I'm technically a medium. Take the sure is like, ow! You are an ass!
I see one of them.
Why are you firing so fast? Well, a couple pieces of equipment, my friend. A little thing called a auto reloader.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, so I guess I'm a nameless generation because no one knows where the fuck to put people born in 97.
Hey, fellas! Oh, darn. Well, apparently I was one of the only ones in the game on our team that had a slight idea of what was going on. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Alright, I am going to be right back.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, Some say we're millennials while others say we're Gen Z. It's confusing and weird.
Well, I'm going to be right back. Alrighty. I'm back. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Although to be fair, some people seem to have a hard time understanding exactly when the term boomer is referring to, because people tend to be like, oh, well, boomers were the people who did civil rights and everything. I'm like, no. If you actually look at it, boomers were born in the late 50s, early 60s. Hate to break it to you, but most boomers were still in elementary and high school by the time that stuff happened. The people who did all that were the folks born in World War II era. Your boomers were adults during the 80s. That's how they gave birth to the millennials and Generation Z. Although, to be fair, some millennials also gave birth to Gen Z, so... take that as you will. Of course, that's also because people forget the whole point of baby boom is because boomers are called that is because they're called the baby boomers, because it was referring to the baby boom after the Great War. War had occurred because of the advancement of economics, technology, and so on and so forth. The post-nuclear family, which we now tout as being traditional, even though that tradition is like 50 years old. At most.
We have to take and hold the marked objective. Get to it.
But anyway. Enough of my weird facts of history. I am a history nerd, I admit it. Although I also have a weird thing of liking to look up things like new technology coming out, looking at biology, which is probably why my friend who's a researcher into things like biology and engineering actually likes talking to me, because I can not only keep up, but actually sit there and ask questions and bounce back ideas. And yet people look at me like I'm an idiot because I work at Walmart.
They're losing capture points. They're knocked Enemies got us in their sights.
I find it interesting. I'm humming an American tune while driving a British tank.
Nearly freezing. Optics are up. Reloaded. Enemies looking right at us.
Tally-ho!
Capturing the base.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Okay, I'm gonna say a previous comment I said, but change it up to where the text-to-speech bot can actually read it.
Lost an ally.
Now I'm gonna back up. Alright.
Penetrate. It's like we're shooting spitballs. No good. Didn't go through. Finish him off.
Ouch.
Go for it. Everyone get out.
I think eventually they just got tired and like, look, that medium 3 over there is killing everybody. Get rid of it.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. As someone who is apolitical, I don't mind stork. There, is that better?
It actually said Bioshock this time. Oh my.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Thank you, text-to-speech.
And all that's left is artillery. This guy is the only other tank other than me that has any real kills. Oh, got shotgunned.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Hot take, Mr. House is Andrew Ryan if Andrew Ryan was a reasonable businessman who isn't an embodiment of a philosophy that opens way too many cans of worms.
Oh, Artie versus Artie. And the M7 Priest wins. Yeah. That is true, because Mr. House, yes, what he does is arguably pretty bad, but he's not doing it just out of arbitrary behavior. He's doing it because that's how he figures is the best way. Now, I can definitely understand people's main argument against him because they're like, yeah, sure, he saved New Vegas, that doesn't mean that it should be his forever. Which is kind of true. Nah, the next tier is the Matilda. Sure, why not? We'll play until we unlock a Matilda. The medium tank that is literally the step down before you reach a Churchill. The Churchill. The immovable brick that is damn hard to kill. I gotta say that it is kind of interesting that Winston Churchill was such an interesting and influential man that Britain decided to name its heaviest line of tank after him. I wouldn't know if that was a knock at him being a fat man, or
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "At least Mr. House didn't murder anyone who disagreed with him on anything. At least Mr. House wasn't a whiny bitch. And at least Mr. House isn't the father of a illegitimate sweater-wearing son."
That is true. Let's take a break from World of Tanks. Well, I doubt there will be anybody that will probably join us at this point.
Revelation.
Because it's pretty late, and, well, it's not normal. But I think it'll be interesting if someone actually does, and they're going, wait a minute. This is supposed to be World of Tanks. Why is he suddenly playing Resident Evil? Because I feel like it. Yes, yes, yes.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Which, to be fair towards Jack Ryan, at least he's not an asshole like his father was. And he got his looks from his mom. Even if she had a problem with dying because fuck Andrew.
Hey, Jill.
That's an interesting windshield cleaner.
Incredible.
The Queen of Zenobia.
Oh, yeah. This thing is lucky to be afloat.
Take us around. Let's find a boarding point. It's been 94 minutes since Chris and Jessica dropped off the radar.
But the interpolation from their last known coordinates puts them...
Right here on this ship.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Zombies are seamen. I mean sailors. Fuck.
Well, nasty sludge everywhere.
It's been abandoned for a while.
Being abandoned for a while doesn't necessarily mean there's a big sludge coming out of the frickin' vents.
Oleander
Smells
Rainbow
like
Glycerin
rotting flesh.
said. This is totally a wholesome stream, folks.
I don't know. YouTube doesn't seem to know what it wants to be.
I feel like something's here.
Hey,
What happened?
Big ugly monster. You don't say.
that doesn't look like just water.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. History talk and seamen jokes notwithstanding.
There's blood coming from the ducts.
Well, that answers why. It's her.
It's not working. No power, which means no elevator for us.
It's a Resident Evil game, so of course you have to explore like a mother hubber.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Okay, I was joking about zombies eating the seamen. I didn't think it was gonna be literal.
Herbs! Those are some giant frickin' rats.
It's shorted out.
I mean, the giant rat hole would probably be why. Well, this does not look like a sanitary kitchen.
Parker, give me a hand here.
Sure, no problem.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Don't worry, this isn't the illicit kind of herb. Unless you're in a state where it's legal.
I got something. I think it's a gun.
Now what?
Give me a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not do this. Especially without gloves.
So, it's not Chris.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. If you listen closely, you can hear Gordon Ramsay screaming about the dirty kitchen. In regards
Yes.
to the unsanitary kitchen.
Yes. Good job, Barry.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. No, that's a dead body
This
random dude
explains
who
our
I don't
missing
know
crew.
your name.
This is not good. Where are you, Chris?
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Chris is punching boulders.
Actually, this is supposed to be set before Boulder punching Chris. But we'll see where he's at here in a minute.
This sunny and idyllic Mediterranean coast was the site of one of the world's greatest structures. It took a full 11 years to finish constructing the world's first Aquapolis, the floating city
Oleander
of
Rainbow
Terra Brugia,
Glycerin
a sustainable
said,
metropolis
"Damn
operating
it."
on a massive solar energy matrix and equipped with the latest green technologies. Never before had solar energy been used to supply power to an entire city. But in 2004, Veltro, a terrorist group opposing the city's development, launched a bioterrorist attack. They not only released a virus, but also several creatures, known as bioorganic weapons, further complicating the situation. This launched one of the worst tragedies the world has ever seen.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said.
The FBC,
The
world's
newswoman looks
leading
like Ashley from
counter-bioterror
Resident Evil
organization
4.
operating under the auspices of the US, was called in to direct efforts to contain the attack. The BSAA, a counter-bioterror NGO, which operates independently of the interests
No,
of
because
any one
this would
country,
be
went in as
during
observers to assist the FBC.
Resident Evil 4, kind of.
Realizing the need for immediate and decisive action, Supreme Local Headquarters issued the order to use the city's solar energy matrix on itself. Media outlets around the world began to refer
How
to
this
the
got
incident
passed
as
in
the
UN, we'll never know.
panic.
We want to
Following
build
the
a
incident,
giant death
the
laser.
FBC announced it has successfully disbanded the terrorist group.
Why?
It
It's
is
part
now
of the-
2005, and a sense
Oleander
of
Rainbow
calm and
Glycerin
security is finally
said.
returning to the people.
Damn it. Again.
But, as you can see, the lost city of Terra Grigia remains
I
inaccessible.
love how you're trying to be expressive,
Silent
but
and
then
potent
the
symbol of the threat
this
that
text-to-speech
bioterror
is just
poses
like
to people around the world.
does not compute emotion. Just deadpan delivery.
Ah, there you two are.
O'Brien, you don't normally join the fray.
Well, my doctor told me I need exercise. I assume you both know that the FBC has cordoned off the entire area. However, in the past few weeks, a number of mysterious carcasses have washed up.
I guess the FBC couldn't cover up a mess this big, huh?
Anyone who knows what happened here is going to put two and two together.
And that's why I've sent the BSAA in to investigate. Did you pick up your new equipment from Quint?
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said.
Genesis.
Probably
something.
Andrew Ryan if he wasn't
his
upset
name?
over the surface
You
world,
didn't bother to read the manual,
and was
did
even
you?
more of a whiny oligarch tool.
I brought it
In
with
regards
me,
to the laser.
just in case.
Hope you read quickly, because you're gonna need it on your mission.
Yeah, I'm on it.
The Genesis requires a decent sample size to get an accurate reading. Scan the carcasses on the beach and send me your data. Ah, look at this mess. Oh, they're rotted to hell.
I'm getting something from inside it.
Well, we know what that means.
Careful now.
Don't worry, I've done this before.
At least she's wearing gloves this time, kind of.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. No, Genesis requires an invisible touch.
I've got something. What is this? If it's an engineered mutation, this could prove a link.
I'll run some tests on this. Continue with the investigation.
And bullets.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Clearly. Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. I know, wrong universe, but I like being a smartass.
Move! It's trying to eat me!
Kinda figured that. Don't worry, we're on it.
Can it die, please?
After Raccoon City, this must be a cakewalk.
I suppose. So why'd you quit the FBC for this outfit?
I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to fight.
I see you two are okay. Continue with the investigation, but proceed with extreme caution. We need more samples to run an analysis. Give me a few more.
That smell must have ruptured from gas.
Christ, what a mess.
Never more of this. Who just keeps leaving ammo around? It's because I have to sit here and approve
Oleander
till it
Rainbow
to show
Glycerin
stuff before the...
said. All I said was the red ship was Eve. Text to speech, you was cool with me saying fuck. What the hell?
Yeah, because I actually have to approve the comments through YouTube before it'll actually read it on text to speech.
I've collected enough samples.
Good. Get them to me ASAP.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. I just love how deadpan text to speech is. And you too. I swear I'm not a potty mouth all the time.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
All in a day's work for you two, eh? All right, enough chit-chat. Get that sample data to me.
There you are. Nice work.
No doubt about it. These corpses show signs of viral infection.
And I bet it's no coincidence they came through the FBC's blockade.
Well, we did all we can. Now, we wait for the results to come back from HQ. Huh? It's the emergency line. Yeah.
Oleander Rainbow
me.
Glycerin said.
Huh?
In other news,
What
the fuck is that monstrosity?
Yes, that's fine. I'll take it from here.
Big giant pink slim, apparently.
We'll have to speed things up. Starting now. Uh-huh. Good. Get to it. Jill, Parker, you two are still on the case.
What happened?
We lost contact with Chris and Jessica.
When? How?
We're not certain. I've sent their last known coordinates to your terminals.
The signal was lost over the ocean. I thought they were in the mountains chasing Veltro.
You can tell the tech from the textures that this thing was originally made for the Wii.
I'll go back to HQ. Take charge of the search and rescue. You two will be my eyes out there.
Yes, sir.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Text to speech.
No, I was talking about the textures of the game. You can look at the models and the character textures, which is basically like the outer look of them,
Chris and Jessica?
and you can actually tell
I hope
that
not.
they're made more for like Wii
Hey,
as opposed to
No one's saying
the
Chris is dead.
Xbox or
All right, then let's find him already.
PlayStation. Because the Wii, when it first came out, was actually significantly.
You hear that? Was that the lock?
I'll check it out.
Okay. I'll see what I can find here.
Copy that. I'll radio you if I pick up Chris's trail.
Significantly trailing behind as far as graphics compatibility and all that stuff.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin
Chris!
said,
Chris!
"Ah, the more you know, a star flies."
Come on, say something! I found Chris, but he's trapped in there.
Can you get him out?
No, it's a tough lock. I need the key.
Okay, then let's find it.
I know that sound. I don't like that
Oleander
sound.
Rainbow Glycerin said, "Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, shirtless Chris. Because why not?"
Well, you know. We're gonna have Jill Valentine in extra tight bodysuit. There's a knife fight monstrosities.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "I mean, not that I'm complaining. Because ladies and some dudes who aren't into ladies want eye candy too."
Yep. Now, if only the people who, you know, have a penchant for ruining the eye candy for everyone would quit trying to ruin it. Well, somebody just got murdered and is getting eaten.
found a survivor. The BOW's got her, though.
Who was she?
I'm still trying to piece that together.
Bullets.
Parker, I couldn't find anything out on the woman, but I did find a key.
Let's try it out. I'll meet you in the Chris's room. See you there.
The old school rules of Resident Evil. You don't have to fight everything. In fact, some cases it's better not to. Learn how to... Whoa, hello. Oh, get off me, get off me, get off.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. And it's not just the guys who get flack for this is objectification of women. No joke, ladies can have this issue but in regards to their preferences being sexist. Leave the eye candy alone.
Yep. Yep. Well, to be fair, a lot of the times the people complaining are the ones that feel that they absolutely can't compete, but it's like, you know, I understand that, but one, if all you feel that the only value you have is what's on your outside, then you probably need to go see a psychiatrist. A lot of what people are looking for in a significant other isn't necessarily on the outside. Most of us just want someone who actually A, cares, and B, you know, not a complete jerk.
Chris! Chris?
Oh no, a fake Chris!
What is this?
A trap?
Great. It's a trap.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. The people complaining remind me a bit of Sophia Lamb from Bioshock 2. If she was a batshit insane Puritan.
You learned the truth, Miss Valentine.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said. Damn it. Not shirtless Chris. He's a dummy.
Alright. Well, It's been fun, but I need to shut this live stream down. I need to get some sleep. Especially since I'm gonna have my old man drop me off to the internet place store so I can give them their modem back. So charge me an extra $10 a month.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "Night."
Good night. Thanks for watching. Please remember to leave a like. And if you find any videos that you enjoy, please share them around. It helps us get out and about into the internet worlds. And it may actually pleasantly make it interesting for our conversations to have more people around.
Oleander Rainbow Glycerin said, "No problem."
Well, have a good night, everybody. Enjoy.